Hey YouTubers, this is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we're going to be dealing with an older Kenmore Whirlpool Series 80 dryer that isn't drying as well as it should. It still works, but it just takes a long time to dry the clothes, and it's usually the result of one of three things, or maybe a combination. And probably the most common is the dryer vent tube gets obstructed with lint. Another is the gas coils, the primary or secondary coils, get kind of worn out. They don't create a flame long enough to really dry the clothes. And there's a third item too that I'd like to go over with you guys. It's kind of cool. Stick around to the end, we'll cover that. So here we go. Test for airflow. We're gonna set the timer to very hot. I think the timer knob was stuck in, but it started already. We're gonna go outside and just feel how much air is coming out. Some chickens out here. Hey guys. We have the air vent pretty close to the dryer. That's good. The shorter the distance, the better. I put my hand there. It should feel like a hair dryer. Yes, I'm getting a lot of volume of air. That's really good. So if you didn't have it, you could use one of these tools. And they could just get in there and get rid of all that lint that builds up. You got a little bit out there, but if you have a longer vent tube, then you're probably going to get a lot of lint. So that did help a little bit, but again, we do feel a lot of air coming out of there. It feels like a hair dryer. That's good. So let's go ahead and do the gas coils. All right, we got the dryer unplugged. Next thing is to push in on these little clips here to get this top off. There's a clip there. That one's actually missing. There's one here, and that should, pushing in there should make it release. And then you should be able to lift up the top. But one more thing we got to pull out though first is two Phillips head screws right here. Okay, here's the two Phillips head screws. And then we should be able to get the top off. This off to the side. Here's the gas coils you're going to be putting in. And this is part number 53039317775. Primary, secondary gas coils. Easy to do. So we're going to just lift up now on the lid, and we're going to disconnect this one, which is bringing power down to the door switch. And then we have a couple of 5/8 screws that we're going to just pop out here and here to get the front panel off. So we'll do that part next. Screws out. One on the other side. All right, now we can take the front off. And to do that, we're just going to lift up a little bit. Pull it toward us. Front panel will come off. And now we can get to those gas coils pretty easy. So here's where our gas coils live, and a couple ways you can get, there's just two Phillips head screws you got to get off. One here, one here. Use a little snubby screwdriver. You can take off the drum and get to it with a regular Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just going to use a little angle tool to do it. First I'll pull off these power connectors. There's one here in the back that has two prongs. There's one here in the front that has three prongs. So now we've taken the power away from the gas coils. While I'm here, I'll get in here and clean up all this lint that's accumulated too, because it's a bit of a fire danger. I'm just zipping out those two Phillips head screws. They're kind of like machine screws. About a 1/4 inch long, a little bit longer than a 1/4 inch. And then here's one right next to me. There we go. That's out. All right, now we can just lift off this bracket. This guy, clean that up. That holds down the gas coils. Pull these out. The one away from me is kind of skinny, has two terminals. This little white pin fits up inside that little hole. That's an indexing hole to get it in the right place. And then the bigger one with three terminals, that little white one goes right there. And when you look at these, when they're in position, they look like this. So on the big one, the terminals are down low, and on the tall one, the terminals are up high. And you know you're doing it right if the little white plastic tabs are on the top. So let's go ahead and replace now the gas coils. I'm just going to clean up a little bit of that lint that's built up in there. Any dryer you ever open is going to have some lint in there, but it is good to get rid of it because it's highly combustible. Many times when you open up dryers, you see evidence of burned lint, and sometimes it's so bad that it catches on fire, and it can catch other things on fire inside your dryer. So getting rid of that stuff on a yearly basis is good. So the skinny one is going to go far away from me. Okay, so the skinny one goes far away right there, and the brand new thick one goes right here, close to me. Okay, now we got them in position. We're going to put the plate back on. I'm going to move them around a little bit until that little white plastic tab fits up on the top, and these things kind of lock into position. You can't really move them. We'll wiggle them, but you can't move them. Now we'll add those 2 screws back. Tighten up those screws. Got it. Got it. Okay. So now we can put the little power things back on. So the skinny one, 2 terminals with the plastic thing pointing down, that goes away from you. That one clicked on nice. And then this one has 3 terminals. You go right here. Clicked on there tight. Nice. Okay, everything's on there nice and tight. Modular connectors are tight. We're just going to get rid of a lot of this lint, and then we'll put it back together. So to put it back together, we just got to put the front panel back onto the cabinet. There's little hooks here on the bottom left and bottom right, and they're going to go into the opening here on both sides. So what we're going to do is get this bearing surface to go inside here, and we're going to lift up a little bit and set these down onto that hook and that hook, and we'll use screws at the top to hold it in. Alright, this is the only part that's a little tricky. Okay, so we're going to lift this up, get it close in. I'm going to get this bearing surface inside the drum, and then I'm going to try to line up corners and lift up and let it drop down onto those hooks. That one hooked on this side. Let's see if we can get the other side here. Yeah, that one hooked. Okay. Felt it. So I'm going to put in this 5/8 screw now, this side, to hold the front panel on. That one's on. Do the other side. Tighten this side. Got it. Okay, we got to make sure we connect these two with a door switch. Got it. Okay, we're going to close it and have these go in here to hold it. We have to push back a little bit, and we'll put the 2 Phillips head screws in here. Be a little bit careful here that these screws don't fall into this ducting. Just line it up. Start it by hand, maybe. To the other side. So last thing is just make sure that this whole area is clean. Pull this out, so there's no lint. What you may notice when you hold it up to light, this one's good, but you notice it's really caked up. What that is that's a result of the dryer lint sheets, and they leave kind of a waxy deposit that builds up, and pretty soon air can't get through there. So if you notice that, that's a big trouble for your dryer. It makes it really hard for it to dry. Take an old toothbrush and you can go over it with hot water and some liquid detergent. Really scrub it, get it super clean, and then a lot more airflow, and your dryer is going to do a lot better. All right, so put it back together. Start it up. So it sounds good, and we should get a good flame. If you ever want to see the flame, you can remove this little plastic piece here, and you can look into that hole, and when you get ignition, you should be able to see a flame. I don't know if this camera is going to let us do it. When you're doing the flame test, it's best to use this part of the dial, the time drawing, because some of this part, it won't fire up the heater. It'll just be on a cool down, so you won't really get a good test. So on this side, we should be able to get a flame. See the igniter going. There's a good flame. So we want that flame to go for about 3 minutes. If it goes less, then that would mean you need new gas coils. Watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance, and also click the little bell notification button so we can send you weekly videos on all the different ways of fixing appliances around your home and saving you lots of money. So thanks again for watching, and please also press the like button for our video if this was helpful to you. Feel free to contact me at the email listed below, which is scottthefixitguy@yahoo.com, with any of your questions. And also, if you need to have a FaceTime meeting with me or a Zoom meeting, you can click on one of the links below in the description, and we can set up a 15-minute or 30-minute video conference where we can work on your appliance problem. So thanks again for all your support and for watching the video.